Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus and see if this specific phone, more specifically in the later part. Now, the first thing I'll definitely tell you is this particular phone, I think is still worth buying. You know, you're still getting that 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and it's a very good panel, 1440p. Now, I've already talked about this phone earlier on this year, so the body has still stayed consistent, but there's probably some bigger things that kind of have happened. Like we did get One UI 6, the update, but unfortunately this phone is not getting it. And when I kind of talk about the body and think about it, it's very weird because this type of phone is still so beautiful and the body of this phone still holds up so well that I'm actually shocked like a phone like this isn't really getting these types of versions of software. You're still getting the USB Type-C port on the bottom, which is very, very good. You're getting the, micro SD card slot on this phone too, which is amazing. Curved sides on this phone, which is cool. You're just getting that standard glass back. Quadruple camera setup pretty much on this phone too, and it's actually insane of the quality of the phone that you're getting here, because overall, although this phone isn't like a perfect phone, it actually is quite shocking that a phone like this is at this caliber and still this good in this day and age, which is actually very, very insane. Like I said though, the sad thing with this particular phone is that it isn't really getting any more software updates, which I kind of do think that that's probably the biggest turn off here. I feel like Samsung could be doing a little bit of a better job here, and that is probably the biggest thing that I kind of turned off, from this particular phone. But I do think outside of that, I do understand it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it, but it's still a very, very good phone, and I'm still a massive fan of the way the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus still holds up from that particular standpoint as well. Now, beyond that, I will still say if you are wanting to get a phone that is still going to be supportive for a long period of time, this is not a phone probably for you. The biggest thing, like I said before, that has probably changed with this particular phone is the fact that it's not really getting any more software updates. I don't want to recommend people to buy a phone if it's already going to be outdated, and that is basically what's going to be happening with this particular phone. So what I'll tell you from that specific standpoint, I wouldn't really recommend buying this phone, if you're wanting to get a device that's going to be here for a long, long period of time. This is definitely not the phone for you. Beyond that though, another big thing here is with this performance. And I still think it's actually not that bad of a performing phone. You're still getting that Snapdragon 865 chipset inside with 8 gigs of RAM. And I think that's actually a pretty respectable amount of, chipset and performance and everything to have inside of a device like this. Like I said, it's definitely not the best performing phone of all time, and you're definitely going to be limited in certain things. But I will still say for the vast majority of people, you're actually getting a fairly decent performing phone with a pretty good chipset inside with, it's still being able to, perform at a fairly high level. So I think that's actually a pretty cool thing going on for this particular phone as well. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you is, I do think a phone like the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus is still completely worth buying for sure if you're wanting to buy a phone that's only going to be here for another year. Beyond that though, I would probably say if you're wanting to get a phone that's going to be here for a little bit longer, you're probably going to be better off buying something at least like an S21. That's going to be giving you a little bit more power and a little bit more capability. And that is the one I would probably recommend a vast majority of people to buy if you're wanting a phone at the bare minimum that's still going to be supported with software. Beyond that though, that's kind of how I see this phone holding up right now. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.